So, guys, have you ever had one of those days where you just got so busy with yourself? And when the day comes to a close, you look back and think, what have I actually done today? Like, it feels like, and you have spent all your time, your free time, locked in or perhaps free from distraction doing something. But when you finish it, you realize, hang on a second, like what have I actually used my time for today? Like surely I have not just spent my whole entire day doing this. And that is exactly the day I had today. You see, I for once in my life actually follow my routine. And after my walking, I do every single day after I eat my breakfast. After walking, I came up here to set up my streaming, to first of all follow through with my word that I'm going to start a stream and streamline my work progress. And I was just fiddling around with my webcam and it was not working. And I spent about 1.5 or 2 hours just trying to get it work because for the garden's sake of me, I could not get it to work. I was running different troubleshooting, plugging it to different USB holes in my PC and replugging it because I think that would somehow work. Like, if it didn't work the first time, then maybe I should move on to the next step. But no, I was just there frustrated. But for the most important thing, I got it done. And it turns out I spent my whole day figuring out the wrong shit because all the problem is that I was using the wrong webcam cord. I'm using a USB-C cord, right? These like these cords, right? These, like you charge your Android phones with them. And apparently you need like two different heads, right? You need how could I explain this? Like you need two USB cords, two USB heads instead of a USB-C, which is the one like a USB drive head. Like this cord wouldn't work because one is a USB-C and the other side is a USB cord. I think I said that right. But it turns out I need to use two of those Android-looking cords, as if that makes it different. But apparently, it does. So, looking back at my day today, I just wondered, David, how can you allow yourself to spend literally a whole day trying to figure out why your webcam was not working and it turns out you were using the freaking wrong cord to charge your phone? Like, thinking about it now, it sounds so stupid, right? It's like you have an iPhone and you're using an Android charger, or you're using your PS4 controller charger to charge the phone, even though it doesn't work. And that literally was me trying to figure out why my webcam was not being picked up by my PC. So initially, I would think that, David, if you can't even get a simple thing as figuring out what cord to use to connect your webcam to your PC, then how on earth do you expect yourself to create an application, right? Let alone to let people even use your application. But that is when your doubt starts to take over, right? That is when you start to become this person almost enslaved to your thought. Because yes, today I have spent a tremendous amount of time figuring out this stupid cord. But at the end of the day, at least I got it fixed. And I think this is something I have overlooked for so long, right? I would work on this project, I would learn how to code, I would do things that I was never comfortable doing, and I'll learn it. But I failed to recognize that I actually found the right cord to use at the end of the day. Metaphorically, for me, when I was coding, I forget to realize that at least I learned what JavaScript is, right? What HTML is. Maybe I am not proficient at it, but at least I learned it. And I do think it's the underappreciation and lack of self-recognition or recognition of your achievements is what makes your goals seem so distant and unachievable. Because you always have these doubts at the back of your head, like I incessantly do. And every single time when I have these doubts, I would fail to recognize that I had actually achieved something today. And over time, when you allow your achievements to collect dust, meaning you don't recognize your own sense of triumphs, then over time, you're only going to be filled with these doubts, right? These, what if I'm not capable? Like, what if I can't do this? And over time, if you don't recognize yourself and your achievements, you'll eventually only see your flaws, your almost incompetence. And for me, that is when I tend to give up because I think it's too hard, or perhaps sometimes, ironically, I think it's too easy, right? For my latest attempts at making my application, I was relying on AI to write the code for me. And because I thought to myself, David, if you can just use AI to write the code for you and you don't have to do anything, then maybe somebody else can do the same thing. So why even bother? Or one of my other self-talks would be like, David, you can literally use AI to write your application in literally minutes. So maybe it doesn't matter if you come to work today for 3 hours. Maybe you can delay this, right? Maybe you can just put it off to the last minute because you know that you can always just rely on AI. But the thing is, all of these were this like avoidance, were just like an excuse for me to actually just show up every single day. The truth is, yes, people can do the same thing you are doing. And honestly, guys, the path to success can't be simpler. It is as if you're showing up to work every single day. Everybody around you is doing the same thing. But someone will always come to work with that mentality, or someone will just always show up to work smiling and happy and just seem so alive. Because it's not the point of what you are doing that really counts. Is how you choose to do it, your attitude, your mindset. And funny enough, talking about this, I showed up to work today grumpy and just lazy as hell, right? And I was thinking in my mind, I have the excuse to be, because I'm on a carnivore diet and I'm on an extreme calorie deficit, like just surviving on 2,300. I'm training like an absolute madman. Therefore, I can show up to work and feel like a dead person, right? I could justify for that. To myself, that's how I felt. And showing up to work, that is exactly how I acted. And my boss was like, "Damn, you all right? You look freaking sad." And everyone around me, the customers I was serving, like, I was no longer energetic like I used to be before. But as somebody else came into work, a colleague of mine, I had a very pleasant conversation with him. And after that, something changed, right? It is as if I just felt alive again. And I was smiling, I was happy, I just felt energetic. So the thing is, we feel differently because we choose to think differently. And that all falls under mindset. So in the moment, like me today at work, I showed up lazy, feeling tired, but towards the end of the shift, I was feeling alive. Because not that anything had changed, and for that matter, I should really be feeling more tired because I've been there for longer. But no, I felt better because I choose to think differently, I choose to act differently, and therefore it is an attitude situation. So I think this is where people mean that 80% is mindset and 20% is strategy. Because really, guys, everything laid out is so transparent, right? All the advice you have heard up till this point is only a repetition and a repackage of information from another person. The whole core principles are there, it's the same, just different words used and different delivery methods used. But at the end of the day, guys, it is all the same. Knowledge has been around for centuries, maybe even the dawn of millennium, whatever, right? Knowledge has been here for us since ever. And that will never change. And quite frankly, that is the advantage we all have. We are all given the same amount of knowledge to succeed. But what comes down to the end is how you choose to act and how you choose to behave and how you choose to think you are. Because if you think you are not capable. And if you think you are this and that, you're going to justify with the excuse like I have for so long, then at the end of the day, maybe you will realize that success is just so unachievable for you. Because it all starts with the mind, guys. It literally all starts with the mind. So for me, guys, today, yes, it feels like I have absolutely done nothing. But I did spend 2 hours figuring out how to connect my webcam to my PC. That sounds so stupid saying that out loud. But anyways, guys, that is literally my rant for today. And tomorrow, hopefully, you guys will see me live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, whatever else it is I'm streaming on. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, I am streaming in Australia, so whatever Eastern or Western time that is, but it should be up and you guys will see it. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed now and wake up earlier tomorrow to free myself a little bit more time to just get things in order. But with that being said, I really do hope you guys had learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.